Welcome back, everybody, to another shocking episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. That's right, shocking it is. Today we're going to be speaking about a career criminal creep. And I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but this guy definitely looks like one. Either way, I got a couple crazy and bizarre stories coming your way. So buckle your seatbelt, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the channel, and enjoy all things lockup and crime related, then this is absolutely where you need to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my beautifully assorted playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. Alright, first up, the article begins saying an Oregon creep with a record-setting rap sheet cataloging a staggering 166 arrests.
How many times should someone get arrested before a judge finally locks them up?
Well, that's a good question. If you live in Oregon, apparently the answer is 166 times.
Joshua Corey Neely, 41, was slapped with a hefty sentence after a January 2023 arrest when he flashed a female clothing store employee and security officer.
In a very, very long line of arrests is the one that finally proved to be his undoing. Here's Washington County Chief Deputy District Attorney Allison Brown explaining to us what happened.
He was on parole. He had been recently released from prison. He went into a Nordstrom here in the Washington Square Mall, and he asked to use a dressing room. And then when the employee went to go check on him to see if he was okay, he had the door open and was exposing himself to her.
You can't believe what this guy was sentenced to. But like I said, he already has 166 arrests. You would expect a hefty sentencing.
So Joshua Neely, he's only 41 years old now, but the authorities in Washington County, Oregon, say his crime spree began 27 years ago, back in 1999 when he was just 14. As he got older, his appetite for crime only grew. By the 2000s, Neely had racked up more arrests, including for carrying a concealed weapon, being a felon in possession of a weapon, and attempted first-degree rape in 2007. Fast forward to the next decade. Neely was arrested on a slew of different charges, including theft and trespassing, along with public indecency and robbery. Then came the 2020s, when Neely apparently decided to raise that criminal bar even higher. He was arrested for sexual abuse, lying to police, and assault.
It continues saying, though, the misdemeanor charge, which would usually land a first-time offender behind bars for just 1 year, did him in after a whopping 55 prior convictions. This dude was streaking his body all over the place. The whole damn community probably knows what this guy looks like naked. Man, if anybody finds out about Mr. Neely's crimes in the cell block, he's in trouble. And people might be wondering what the inmates think about these streakers. Man, look, to me, that's weirdo stuff. Especially 55 times, man, I'm sure there are some kids involved in some of those. So he'd be no good in the cell block for sure. But it continues saying that Neely was already on parole when he strolled into the Washington Square Mall in Portland and started schmoozing with a skeptical clothing store clerk. I swear, man, New York Post has the best wording sometimes. The repeat offender shifted aimlessly through the store and collected a random assortment of clothes. He asked the female clerk for assistance while he was nude in the store's changing room. Then he opened the door fully and exposed himself to her. Just imagine how many other times he's probably done this that he hasn't gotten caught for, right? Neely invited the woman to have sexual relations and attempted to get her into the dressing room. The victim quickly flagged down the security officer, whom Neely also flashed before fleeing the store with a pair of stolen sunglasses. Oh, that ain't gonna save you, man. Everybody knows what your skin looks like. Flashed everyone in the whole damn city. There ain't no escaping it. Your best bet's put on some clothes, then nobody even notice ya. It continues saying the officers found him located one town over from the mall, nabbed the registered sex offender that same day. Before Washington County Circuit Judge Theodore Sims, shout out to him because his sentencing is completely called for. Circuit Court Judge Theodore Sims remanded Neely to life in prison on Friday for something that, let's say, a first offender would have only gotten a max of 1 year.
Neely was convicted in February for this latest crime, and because it was his third felony sex offense, the DA's office tells us that the judge was able to use Oregon's predatory sex offender statute to sentence him to life without parole, which he did this month. So Mark Charlotte, after 166 arrests, 7 felony convictions, and 48 misdemeanor charges spanning nearly 3 decades, Joshua Neely is finally locked up for good.
homeboy finally got the final smoke show. Only streaking he'll be doing is in D Block. For the next one, we're traveling down to Wisconsin. A drone assisted police in identifying and citing a woman accused of repeatedly defecating in a public park. Picture that. Look at this image. They had to whip out the drones with heat signatures to catch a repeat defecator. Unreal. What would make this lady want to go out to this public space and just drop a deuce? It says Stockton police received dozens of complaints about feces and used toilet paper found along the walking path in the park.
Police in Stoughton used a drone and a trail camera to ID and later arrest a woman they call a serial defecator.
Determined to catch the poopatrator, Stoughton police set up trail cameras and launched a department drone. And there she was. 5 a.m. February 5th, an officer spots a runner leaving the main trail toward the woods, police believe to drop another smelly souvenir.
And this seems to be the only image I could find of this lady, and the face is blurred out. I didn't do this. The media did. Lieutenant Chad O'Neill said that the woman, 46, is not homeless and does not appear to have mental health issues.
2 minutes later, the runner returns to the main path, unaware an officer is waiting with the body camera rolling.
Can you come here and talk to me?
Sure.
Can you look directly above me? See the drone that just caught you going to the bathroom back here?
Yeah.
You've been doing this quite a while, too.
I do not want this situation. I'm
Yeah, this is not going on TV. This is not going...
No, but it's still...
Yeah.
It needs to be addressed, and I'm really sorry.
I will let you continue your run. Please don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
She reportedly admitted to relieving herself in the park at specific times based on a personal routine. When we first learned of it, we thought it was going to be an isolated situation, O'Neill said. But then, with neighbors and users of the park continuing to call us to complain about it, I realized that it wasn't going away. God, man, I wonder how many piles it took for him to get down there and figure out what the hell's going on. It still blows my mind they had to pull out those Predator drones to find this jank squatted in the woods. Next up, traveling up north to Atlantic County, New Jersey. A car burglar in Atlantic County was caught Thursday night after he got locked in because of a vehicle's faulty doors, officials said. Hamilton police were called to the Longhorn Steakhouse parking lot at 8:30 p.m. Oh no, he tried to steal their car while they were eating a steak dinner.
But I wasn't taking no chance.
Township of Hamilton police didn't need to find fingerprints or chase down any leads.
Is there somebody in there? He's still in there.
A suspected car burglar trapped inside this pickup parked outside the local Longhorn Steakhouse. Police say the truck's owner made the discovery after having dinner.
He literally locked himself into the case.
You can get in, but you can't get out unless somebody let you out from the outside. I had to wind the windows down to get out.
When they arrived, they found Jason Sanchez inside the car. Sanchez, 19, of Pleasantville, was unable to flee because of the jammed doors before police let him out and arrested him.
He mentioned about that he thought it was his parents' vehicle, which turned out to be untrue, and he was taken into custody without any incident.
It's a misunderstanding. You never seen?
Okay. Well, you can explain that to a judge. You're under arrest now. Amongst patrol, with all the things that we handle, it was a little bit funny after the fact. The message we always put out is do not leave any valuables in your vehicle, and also always lock your vehicles.
All right, traveling up north to a suburb right outside of Chicago. Charges have been filed after a person was caught on camera stealing goose eggs earlier this week. How could she? Niles police said Saturday that the case is now with the Illinois Department of Natural Resources Conservation Police. Conservation, not conversation. I apologize, his grandma stealing goose eggs has my mind flying everywhere. All I see is feathers. Bobby, stop. But the Niles police shared a video showing a woman putting goose eggs from a nest in her pockets on Monday at about 4:18 p.m. The nest was located on the side of a building near the Gulf Mill Mall. It's crazy they even had a camera there. Maybe it's a popular spot for them geese to lay eggs. And I know there's a lot of people out there saying, I can't believe taking an egg from the wild is actually a crime. And it might not be for many breeds, but Canada geese are protected in Illinois by the 1918 Migratory Bird Treaty Act. Without a permit, it's illegal to kill them or disturb their nest, eggs, or young.
Mixed reactions. I'm shocked, but part of me is still trying to think, okay, maybe she's affiliated with an organization or wildlife rehabber that was also aware of this nest and monitoring them.
Local wildlife organizations confirmed to police that it was not any of their employees. We did find a pair of adult Canada geese lingering around this same parking lot today, but of course it's not clear if those are the parents of the stolen eggs.
How dare this lady do what she's done? She deserves every drop of time she gets. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed today's lineup of wacky and bizarre crazy news. Be on the lookout for another one because we might just make this a playlist. But I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, if you enjoyed and you're new, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. And more importantly than anything, y'all be easy, be safe, keep your clothes on and hands off the Canadian eggs, and stay free.